Good morning, everybody. It is day 4 of my fast, and I have to be honest with you, I do not want to get out of bed. Uh, I mean, I don't feel bad in any way. I just feel sleepy. I think part of that may be that uh, I'm drinking a lot more green tea than water, so I think it's been kind of keeping me up later, so it's hard to fall asleep. So once I do fall asleep, you know, I'm out. But I did notice that I had a bit of a hard time falling asleep last night. I was up until about 2 in the morning because I was tired, but I wasn't sleepy. Uh, so uh, I've been laying in bed, just sleeping. And the funny thing is, I I'm dreaming a lot about food. So, day 4, I literally remember waking up and I was dreaming about making this French chocolate cake that I made uh, earlier last week. Uh, and I literally was dreaming of separating the egg yolk from the egg white and whipping it up and melting the chocolate and all that other stuff. So, uh, I know on a certain level, food is still on the mind. Uh, so, okay, it's day 4. So, I need to get my behind out of bed because I need to take Rusty for his walk. Because the thing is, it doesn't matter if I'm sick, healthy, rain or shine, Rusty needs to go for his walk. So, I just wanted to do a morning check in, let you know honestly how each day is going. So day 4, I mean, I don't feel, at least at this moment, I don't feel that kind of brain fog that I was feeling yesterday. I'm just feeling, drowsy and not wanting to get out of bed. A little earlier, before I picked up the phone to tape, my body did feel like lead. Like literally, it felt like lead in this bed. Uh, and for some reason, my uh, arms, first it was my left arm, then it was my right arm, felt kind of just icy cold. But now they feel totally fine. So I don't know what that was about. Maybe it's just my sleeping on one side or the other or something. I'm not quite sure. But it could be just that I'm just really sleepy. So, you know, my body is, in down mode. So I have a feeling today is going to be definitely a down day. Uh, but hopefully by today, I will have burnt off the sugar reserves and moving into fat adaptation where I am burning fat. And I'm going to try and find my glucose monitor and check my blood sugar level and uh, see where I'm weighing right now. So last week I was 230 at my highest. Uh, so I will, and I think I lost like 3 pounds on the first day. So now I'm on day 4. So I will get back to you later in this video with if I've lost any weight. I'm assuming I've lost, quite a bit of weight, especially after drinking the magnesium citrate last night. It did help me flush out my colon, so things hopefully will feel much better today. But again, not feeling any kind of crankiness or whatever, just physically tired. Okay, I will talk to you guys in a bit. And much better than I felt this morning, waking up. So it's a good start. It's a good sign, I guess, that at day 4, I have lost about 10 or 11 pounds. But since that's happened at day 4, I'm gonna attribute that to water weight and just literally flushing the crap out of my system. So I'm not really, I'm happy to say I've lost like 10 to 11 pounds, but I will say in terms of weight loss, I'm not going to count it because more than likely once I start eating again, this amount of weight will be what is, gradually put back on. So I'm going to look at anything after this amount, after these 11 pounds, is hopefully fat that's being burned. So we shall see. Okay, I will check in with you guys later. Bye. Okay, so I just left the bank and I decided to stop over here in Burbank at the Smart and Final near my house because I figured since I drank so much green tea over the last few days and I've been having a hard time going to sleep at night, that maybe I should try, I'll pick up a case of mineral water and hopefully it'll feel like I'm having a meal, drinking either Perrier or Pellegrino, and it'll provide me with the salt that I need without breaking the fast. And I can give green tea a rest for today. So I'm here at Smart and Final, and hopefully they have the mineral water I can get in the case. All right, let's see. All right, so I am back from taking care of my errands and wanted to give you my update for today. It's about 2:30-ish, and I still got plenty of the day left to get through. But today I am feeling much more like my normal self, just kind of running on less gas. But I don't feel the uh, cloudiness in my brain that I was feeling yesterday, where it's just like, oh my God, I just want to close my eyes because I couldn't really focus on anything, even though I had a lot of stuff that I was doing at the Buddhist Center and stuff. But I'm at day 4 and I am feeling good. Like I said, I've lost the weight, which is, I'm happy to say that I've lost a 10 to 10.5, whatever, pounds. But like I said, I think that that's mostly water weight and literally flushing out the crap in my colon. So I'm not counting that as weight loss, because once I'm off the fast and eating again, I'm assuming logically collect that general amount of waste back in my body. So I want to kind of not think of that as weight loss. But hopefully from this moment forward, for the rest of this fast, I'm hoping that I've shifted over to being fat adapted by now. I'm assuming so, since I'm not feeling that brain fog. So maybe I'm at the beginning periods of that. My eyes are feeling a lot better in terms of the whole mucus issue I was having. That seems to be clearing up. So if that's all I get from this fast, then it has been worth it just for that. But I'm feeling good with how the fast is going. So I'm going to take the fast for as long as I can reasonably manage it. If I can get to Sunday, great. If I can go beyond Sunday, hey. As long as I'm feeling healthy and everything, you know, is fine, then I'm gonna keep this going for as long as I can to really help with my blood sugar. So for some reason, I can't find my blood sugar monitor. Like many things in my life, they seem to disappear and then reappear. So I will do my blood sugar test another day. Today, the highlight will be the weight loss that I've been able to document on my scale. Other than that, today I feel like I've turned a corner in terms of feeling good with the fast, and now hopefully I'm in fat burning mode and healing mode for my body. So I'm gonna take today easy, do some studying, work on the piano, work on my French, maybe do a little bit of cleaning, but I'm gonna kind of take it easy today. Like I've said a few minutes ago, I came from the Smart and Final where I picked up a case of Pellegrino. So I'm going to focus on drinking the mineral water today and see how that helps me in terms of falling asleep later tonight, because it was really strange. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning and I felt wide awake. I literally had to just lay down, close your eyes. And then I did fall asleep immediately, but I just didn't feel tired at all. So that was kind of strange. I was like, I had clarity at 2 o'clock in the morning. So I think that's it. This will be a short report for today. Oh, I will say another thing that I did notice, I don't know how short this will be now, um, is anybody who says that uh, fasting is easy, they're lying. Um, I mean, the physical thing of it, like, has been fine. I didn't have any kind of like major headaches or um, get angry or anything like that. It's been pretty smooth. It's just been my level of my energy level has been kind of all over the place and feeling tired and the brain fog, which is normal. I mean, that's going to happen. I am fasting, and but I'm looking at as I'm giving my body time to do some internal healing and cleansing. And let's be honest, if I got up to 230 pounds and my ideal weight that I want to get to is 175, then my body needs some cleansing. So I'm okay with all that. Uh, the challenge of this is the mental challenge. It's not the physical one. The physical, I think, passes. Like I'm saying now, I feel, I don't feel sluggish. I just feel like my energy is running on low, but I feel, clear-headed. But I noticed when I stepped outside, I was aware of food everywhere. I could smell garlic bread being cooked in a restaurant down the road. I could smell the food when I went into Smart and Final. I was aware of the smell of plants when I was going into the bank. So my sense of smell is coming back big time. And other than that is what I said at the very beginning of this video. My mind is being really sneaky, and that I'm not like, oh, I'm not craving food, but I'm having like mental visions of like I was dreaming of this French chocolate cake that tasted really good. I made it last week, which is what spurred me on to doing this fast. But that cake, oh my God, it was the first cake I ever made from scratch. So that was cool. But I was dreaming about it last night, and I woke up seeing the chocolate cake, and I even saw the powdered sugar on it, but I didn't put powdered sugar on mine. So that was my brain kind of working overtime to say, "Ooh, doesn't this look good?" So I know that's going to be the tricky side of the rest of this fast, is kind of outsmarting my brain that's trying to say, hey, you can make this, because I've also been just thinking about meals I'm going to make. And I was watching a show last night, and then the woman started baking. And I was like, God, that bread looks really good. And I start thinking about making bread. So my brain, I think, is trying to entice me to stopping my fast by involving myself in cooking this delicious meal. So it's not like I'm sitting here thinking, ooh, I want to eat something. I'm thinking, oh, wouldn't it be fun to make this loaf of bread from scratch, or, cook this meal? And I'm like, what am I doing? Why am I thinking so vividly about food? And it's because I'm on day 5 of my fast. So my body is saying, hello, or my mind, I should say, is, we're not forgetting about food. So that's neither here nor there, because I am determined to lower my blood sugar, lower my insulin levels, lose some weight, and reverse my type 2 diabetes. So this fasting period is the first of more to come to address my reversing the type 2 diabetes and getting myself into as healthy a shape as possible. So I am going to look at this, the rest of this fast, as an opportunity to work on my level of discipline. So the good thing about this is that I woke up this morning, did my thing, and then I went to the Gohonzon and started chanting to be able to, succeed with this fast, chanting for success with my channel, success in my life in general, and not allowing myself to give in to impulses. Because here's another thing just to report. This happened last night after yesterday's taping. So the business partner that I had issues with, that I've separated myself from, but I still deal with because I have to get my commission checks that I've earned from working there. So I'm trying to keep things on a pleasant level, despite the feelings I may have, because he called me earlier in the week asking me to read his pilot and give feedback. So I decided, okay, let me just keep things, copacetic and read it, give feedback, and move on so there's not drama, because he likes creating drama. And I'm in a place of, I'm enjoying my drama-free life. So I said, okay. And I literally, he called me while I was starting this fast on Friday. And I texted him that I can't guarantee I'll be able to get the feedback by Monday because I knew I'm doing this fast. And he sends me this weird text. He just gets strange where he just says weird things. And his response to it was, well, I can't, I don't know what to tell you. I can't, help you with that. It was just this weird thing, like he's living in his own world kind of thing. I don't know. I don't know if he was saying it just to kind of annoy me. But I said, okay, let me just do this. It'll be a good exercise for staying focused during this fast. So last night, I read through the script, gave him my notes, an email, and scheduled it to be delivered this morning. That way, if I sent it to him last night, there's just too much of a chance he might call me after seeing it to want to talk about it, and I didn't feel like talking about it. So I scheduled it to be delivered today at 10:30 in the morning. So I did that, and it was a good test for me in terms of reading and staying focused, which I was able to do and give him some constructive feedback, I think. But he had called literally when I was sitting down to read his script that he emailed me. He called me, and he started with that tone and all of a sudden I start feeling all of this stuff, and I know it's because I'm on this fast, so my tolerance level for a lot of things is low, and I can already sense he's been doing this thing where he's calling me, wondering and asking me, so are you never going to call me if I don't call you? And I said, no. And I said, I need a break from you. And for some reason, he thinks that he's going to be able to gaslight me and talk as if my not communicating with him will lead to our friendship dissolving because we've grown too far apart by my not reaching out and responding to his texts about his cat or whatever. And I'm sitting here thinking, If I'm telling this guy that I need a break from him, I mean, it's not like he has amnesia. If he's willfully deciding, because I'm not talking to our mutual friends about the reasons why I left that job, if he thinks that I'm forgetting that he treated me like shit on his shoe for about 4 years that I put up with it, he's crazy. So hopefully he will get, okay, give him his space. And if the friendship is meant to be, it will be. I'm choosing to forgive him, but I'm not going to forget what happened because I refuse, what I learned from that experience is I refuse to allow anyone to treat me like crap. I have learned that from this experience, and I will not even allow him to think that, oh, hey, everything's fine, because if I don't want to call him. I have no interest in talking to him right now. That may change down the line, but right now, when he does these things like calling and trying to literally gaslight me and act like, oh, I'm being sensitive or overly dramatic because I'm not talking to him, or we've been so friends for so long that I need to think about that, when he was not thinking about our decades of friendship, when he was literally trashing me as a person to the point where I felt I needed to leave in order to have self-respect. The thing is that every time I have these little moments where he calls me and is like trying to do this gaslighting, I feel like I'm handling it well as I'm dealing with him. But then I have to go through, like I'm going through now, a day of purging the anger that is still in me that I put up with this. You know what I mean? It's strange. It's like and I guess it's all a process, um, because it was very hurtful what he did, whether he will choose to acknowledge that or not. Simply saying, oh, I'm sorry, no ifs, ands, or buts, but then going back and doing the same behavior, again, means you really weren't that sorry. And so I'm at this place where I'm like, well, I have no interest in keeping the peace enough that I'm going to put myself in situations where I'm dealing with him when I don't want to. It's different if I decide, you know what, I'm ready, I can go hang out or have a cup of coffee or whatever. That's different if I've made that choice. But I'm not going to be gaslit into hanging out with him because he thinks I should be over how he treated me. Am I making sense? I mean, that's the clarity that's come to me over this fast with dealing with him. Is one, I'm not ready because I still have a lot of anger in me that I didn't realize I still had, because it bothers me that he's trying to make me feel bad for not wanting to deal with his toxic energy. I mean, I don't know, he's clearly a narcissist, that he can't recognize that I literally quit my job, and I told him this, because he was so toxic, his mouth, of the nasty, hurtful, undermining things he said to me. And for some reason, he can't say, hey, you know what? This guy has been a loyal friend to me. I shouldn't treat him like this. No. When I confronted him with this, he said, well, I don't agree with all of that, but some of it, yeah, or he tries to do this thing where it's 75% me, 25% you. And I'm like, it is not 25% nothing on my end. It is all him and his toxic behavior, which he's trying to rationalize some way to be able to feel comfortable apologizing by saying it's partly me and partly him, which is crap. Yes, I guess in any relationship, it's a not 50-50, it's a back and forth kind of thing. But there is nothing that I have done, and I know myself pretty well and how I handle myself business wise and with friends. There is no way that I did anything that warranted the nasty, toxic, undermining things he said to me. I mean, he said things that were so ugly that I literally had to sit there and go, my blood pressure is going up. And I would tell him, my blood pressure is going up. And he didn't give a shit. So I'm like, wow, I'm not going to have a heart attack because this guy does not give a shit about anybody but himself. So, like you can see, clearly, I still have some anger. And I've already left the job, in February of 2023 is when I left. But I've still been having to deal with him and his drama and his trying to pretend like I'm the bad guy for leaving him. I haven't had a chance to really let go of this anger because he keeps coming back at me in these weird passive-aggressive ways of trying to make me feel like I'm some loser. And I don't know if he's just angry because he literally would tell me I can't do anything without him. I'm too afraid to live my life without him there. And I'm like, is this person actually saying this to me? And then when I left, he started getting progressively kind of annoyed that I'm actually leaving because he assumed he would talk me into staying. Because he said, come on, where do you have to go? I mean, imagine trying to talk to somebody and someone who's supposed to be your closest friend, who says your family, and they are gaslighting you, trying to make it like you are the one with the problem for not being able to just take their crap and move on, as if that's how business people act or whatever. I don't care. I'm done with it. I realized my value, and I'm not willing to tolerate that from anyone. So I have learned lessons from this experience. And I think this anger is there because I refuse to put myself in a situation where I accept that behavior from anyone again. And I'm trying to be cordial, I'm trying to be nice. And if there's a way to salvage a level of friendship with him, that I deal with him on my terms, I'll never work with him again. That's clear. But we have been friends since 1985, so you would hope that that mattered. But the fact that we've been friends from 1985 made his attack on me that much worse because I was loyal to this man and I deserved much better than how I was treated. And it bothers me now that I put myself through all that hoping that the friendship would kick in and he would get his shit together. But it never happened. And I realized it's never happening because he's assuming I'm too afraid to go out on my own and live my life without him in it, that I'm just going to take whatever shit he wants to throw at me. So to me, as I'm realizing this, I'm saying, wow, this is really telling me what he actually thinks of me, that he's choosing to start off acknowledging that, yes, he's saying all these nasty things to me to vent his anger about this client leaving or that client leaving or whatever issue he's going on with, his family. He's taking it out on me. I'm recognizing that, but I can't stop him from doing it. At first, he's like, oh, yeah, you're right. Just hang up on me. Next time I do it, just hang up on me. And then he couldn't help himself. So he switched it around to saying, no, it's not about other people, it's about you. And I'm a self-aware enough person to know, hey, if I'm not holding up my end, I'm going to acknowledge it because I want to be good at what I'm doing. And he never fulfilled his end of the bargain when it came to actually training me. So I had to learn a lot of things on my own, which is how he wanted it. But then, so that way he can blame me if I do things wrong. Oh, well, I don't give a shit. I enjoyed what I was doing to the extent I did, but it wasn't worth putting up with this guy turning toxic because he was unhappy with his life and saw me as his punching bag. It was literally, I will say, in all honesty, the worst period of my life because he was my closest friend choosing to attack me intentionally to try and break me. Because that's the only logical thing I could get from it, is that he was trying to break me. And, I haven't talked to, our mutual friends, and they don't watch my channel, so they're not necessarily going to know what I went through. But clearly I need to vent this because I'm ready to move on from this anger, but this anger is still here because literally his just calling me yesterday has all this stuff coming up in me. And part of it is, I guess I have to be kinder to myself because part of the anger that I'm feeling is not that he actually said and did those nasty things. I mean, it was just weird experience. Him screaming, telling me I'm toxic while he's screaming at the top of his lungs. Or just all this really just toxic crap. And what's bothered me is that I didn't care enough about myself to stop that behavior sooner. But I'm owning that now. That's the big overall lesson I've gotten from this life experience is you teach people how they treat you. And that was, like I said, the most hurtful experience I have ever had in my life because it was somebody that I was loyal to, that I literally trusted and believed was like family. And yet he treated me like no one in my actual family would ever treat me. So I'm awake to that bullshit line. But I want to move past this, which is why I'm delving into my Buddhist practice and putting energy into chanting more, not only for my happiness, but for his happiness as well, which I realize is the thing I haven't done since I left. So now, moving forward, I'm chanting for his happiness, chanting for my happiness, because he's not a bad person, but he's self-centered. And clearly, our friendship didn't matter enough for him to just be able to acknowledge his toxic behavior and change, because it wasn't of any value to him. Either way, I'm free of that now, and to the extent that I'm still dealing with him, I will chant for his happiness and free myself mentally from this toxic hold, because I'm ready to move on to having a joyful life, to living my best life like I'm trying to do with this channel. But part of that is processing all of my life experiences. And like I said with this channel, I am going to be authentic. I haven't really wanted to talk about this much, though it's kind of crept in honestly, from time to time, because I am tired of living for other people, worrying about what their feelings are. Uh, I have made a point not to trash him, because I could be saying his name or talking to all of our mutual friends and trashing him. I haven't done that. And like I said, they're not following my channel, so they don't even know that I have a YouTube channel. But this is where I am. And I'm not going to hold on to stuff that's keeping me from living my best life. And part of that is letting go of the anger that I'm feeling and the hurt, which I guess the anger comes down to underneath hurt that this close friend chose to treat me this way, and then not even have the decency to acknowledge it in a real way. Just saying, I'm sorry, means nothing if the rest of your behavior is like, it's like you're a joke. So I'm choosing to let this go. And I'm going to use this video, this day in my fast where this stuff is coming up, as this is part of me purging with my fast this residual anger and toxicity left over from this work relationship. And I want to put it behind me. So from this day forward, when I do my chanting twice a day, in the morning and in the evening, I will chant for my friend for his happiness. I will chant for my happiness. And I will chant for the success of my channel and my own life on my individual path. Whether we are ever friends again, is yet to be told, because as long as you're alive, you never know what can happen. But what I do know is that I will never allow anyone to disrespect me in the way that I was. I've learned that lesson. And if that means I don't hang out with this person, I'm okay with that. If it means that eventually, if he grows and matures enough to be able to be in a healthy, normal friendship, then our friendship can continue. But what I will not be doing is giving him any kind of delusion that I'm going to be putting up with his toxic mouth ever again. I refuse to accept that from anyone. I love myself too much at this point to accept that from anybody. So, okay, where did that come from? Clearly, that was something bubbling up since yesterday when I had him on the phone. See, that's the stuff which helps me appreciate my Buddhist practice, because if I did not have this Buddhist practice, it would not be 24 hours later me still being in anger. It would be day after day me marinating in this anger and then trying to call and talk to him and explain to him how I feel. It didn't work, because this is where I am. I had to separate myself. And I did that in the healthiest way possible. But it is only because of my Buddhist practice that I've been able to honestly address the situation when it was happening and say, I deserve better than this, and take the actions I needed to extricate myself from that toxic environment. I totally give that to the benefit of this Buddhist practice, because let's be honest, I've been friends with this person for decades, putting up with this strange behavior, but I'll be honest, these last few years was a different level. But I think it was a different level because that's clearly what I needed to happen to me to wake me up to what was happening in front of me. And now I'm awake. And I have my Buddhist practice to keep me focused on remembering that I have value and that I want to be living my best life, and I want to live from a place of happiness so that the happiness is coming from within me and not because of certain things happening or whatever. So, but in order for me to get there, I need to cleanse from my life all the toxic crap that I am holding on to because it's not serving me. And so thank you, universe, for sending me this SGI USA Nichiren Buddhism, because, and this isn't, and I'm not trying to do any kind of selling thing for Nichiren Buddhism, but I am just testifying that the skills that I've learned from this practice has helped me find the inner strength to deal with the worst experience of my life and come out on the better side of it. Right now, all this that I'm vomiting up into this video is really just the residual effects of that toxic experience that I am on some level releasing. So I'm choosing in this video to release it and acknowledge that I deserve so much better. And I'm going to use my Buddhist practice, and I'm going to use this channel to live my best life and try and inspire subscribers out there from wherever in the world you are to live your best life. And I hope that I'm doing that. And I'm doing that in my way by doing these different kind of challenges, pushing myself to heal myself, get myself into the best possible place, and put myself into challenges that gets me out of my shell and out into the world, living and being happy and having an adventure in my life instead of putting off living until I can afford it. I am living from this moment forward, my best life as often as I can every moment of the day, because all you have is the present moment. So I'm choosing to be as happy as I can, genuinely happy, moving forward. So I thank you all who have stayed on this long watching this, for allowing me to vent out these residual toxic energy that I clearly had in my brain. And clearly it's coming up because I'm on this fast. And I'll say that I can't see that this is an accident, that while I started this fast, I'm in this situation with my former business partner and friend, and I'm being triggered. So I'm trying to address it in as healthy a way as possible by releasing it, acknowledging it, and knowing that it does not define me and that I choose the path that I take, not anyone else. So for anyone else who has had a narcissist or has a narcissist in their life, do yourself a favor and protect your integrity, protect your life. I'm not saying let anybody go or do whatever, but if you can learn from my experience, do not accept behavior that is disrespectful to you from anyone, ever, ever. There's no excuse for it. So if somebody is choosing to be toxic towards you, to be negative, to say things to you that are demeaning, or feels like they're trying to break your spirit in the things that they're saying, then you need to decide for yourself, do you need that energy in your life? So, because it's not worth it. I literally found myself having to say, I need to move on from this because it's not healthy for me. I'm not going to have a heart attack or a stroke because somebody else chooses to disrespect me and I don't have the strength to say, I deserve better than this? Come on. So if you have someone in your life like that, please learn from my mistakes and choose to love yourself more and say you deserve to be treated with respect from everyone in your life. If you treat people with respect, you should expect respect given back to you. Okay, so I did not expect to have this long rant, but I'm leaving it because, one, I don't give a damn. I am ready to release this crap from my life and embrace success, happiness, good fortune, prosperity in my life on every level. And that's what I'm putting out with this video. That's what I'm calling out for the universe to bring me. So I'm going to end it there because life is good and it's as good as you allow it to be, is what I will say. I'm learning from my life experiences that you have to be conscious that you are the one who creates your life. Your life experiences are the results of what you've allowed yourself to create. You know, I allowed myself to be in certain situations. I put up with things until I chose not to. And now I'm taking a healthier path for myself. And if I can save one person from going down that path, then this has all been worth it. Okay, I'm going to stop because I think with this fasting, I can just keep on talking. So thank you all for listening. Day 5 is about releasing. I guess that's what I will call today's video, releasing. However you want to take that. Okay, thank you all again. If you know anybody that would benefit from hearing this video, please share it with them. I am looking to get to my goal for my channel so I can monetize it and expand the things that I can do with my channel. So I am going to say goodbye. Wish you all well. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time. Bisous.